All right, we good? We
We
live?
good. We
All
live.
right. How's everyone doing? Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone, please hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. So we're on our second week of the Co-Life Q&A. Here over at my bro's crib and chillaxing. And it's been a really good week since last time we spoke. Our house, our tiny home, has been delivered on the property. We now have two properties. Um, Man, if we sometime probably next week, definitely next week, I'm gonna do the live at the crib at the property. You can see what I got going on. Um, if you're coming in, go ahead and do me a favor and
We got
share.
a viewer now.
Go ahead and share that share this video on social media. Let's get some more people in here. And just like last week, I'm gonna spend this next half an hour as an open Q&A. So you all feel free to ask me anything. We can talk about real estate, we can talk about apps, we can talk about music, we can talk about entrepreneurship, we can talk about networking, whatever you guys want to talk about, or girls. Speaking of music, we have a performance tonight. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to my SoundCloud, but I have started doing music under the moniker Master Shake. How many performances have we done? This be our sixth, right?
Yeah, we've been going.
Yeah, we've been going hard. It's about to be our sixth performance. Going to be performing my single "Back in My Element." And we also have a new song that's going to be debuted tonight at Nirvana, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. If you aren't following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me at
Two viewers.
MasterShake08, and I will definitely be doing a live when at the club tonight when I perform. So I'm celebrating. Like I said, just got done with the house. We got some building materials. We need to go in, knock out the electric, and go ahead, and we'll pretty much be done
Somebody coming to
with
do
that
it
part.
tomorrow.
Yep, we're gonna have somebody come look at that tomorrow. Shout out to my cousin Kevin. But what are you guys up to? What are y'all doing? How's your week? How has y'all's week been? For the people that are in the chat now, go ahead and interact with the kid. And I know y'all got questions. Go ahead and lay them on me. We can get this interaction popping. All right. What do I need? And you know what? I'll go ahead. I can bring up the
Yeah, bring up the chat on the computer.
channel so I can look at the.
Why aren't you sharing? LOL, Luna Scorpio.
Well, you ain't here, bro. You ain't here. If you was here, you could. I'm a. I love sharing. I love sharing, especially with my followers.
Go ahead and pass that to the
Yeah, the
cam.
camera. The there you
There
go.
you
There you
go.
go.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
There you go.
But yeah, like I said, man, we just relaxing, just chilling. Let me go. Let's see. I need to open up a new tab.
Much better. So why don't you tell them about your latest app development and what you're currently working on? I know you talked about making a pay stub generator.
Yeah, for it's tax time and everyone is asking for pay stubs. If you're on Facebook, I know you guys are seeing it. So saw an opportunity to make a pay stub generator. So people are charging for these pay stubs. So for $1.99, if anyone needs those pay stubs, we'll get them generated for you. All automated. It's a Stripe app, and this is what it is. This is what like living a code life. Every time that you find an opportunity that code can fix something, hop on that. Hop on that. Because if you can solve a problem, they're definitely gonna pay you for it. All right, cool. We got the everything up. All right, cool. I can see the chat. All right. So, Lunar Scorpio, what's going on?
You got
What's
three
new?
viewers.
Talk to me. What y'all want to know about? What questions y'all got? Here you go, cameraman.
Appreciate it, brother.
Man, let's see. What else? What else? I talked about SoundCloud.
Let's talk about the latest updates on JeromeParker.com. Let's talk about how your latest blog.
Yeah. So I put out the second blog in the data structures and algorithms course. So I focused on queues this time. So like I like to tell everyone when focusing on data structures, I always like to go with stacks and queues first because they're used a lot in computer science, and in my opinion, they're the easiest to implement. Not much taking a break from coding right now. I'm building a restaurant app for my portfolio.
Eugene.
Oh, you know what? I might need to connect you with somebody I'm working with. We work in the restaurant space. What's your app about? Tell me about your app. Is this you said it's for a portfolio, so are you trying to monetize this, or is this just like a building project to get your skills up type thing? But while you responding to that, what was I talking about?
You was talking about the blog.
The blog, right.
Blog.
So building projects to get a job. Okay, for sure. I support. Send me the GitHub link. I'm gonna check it out. I can show it to some people whenever you're ready. But so yeah, I did the second blog. I like the style of just being out in the open. So if you've seen the video, if you haven't watched the video, go back and watch it after the stream. But I was at the Hyatt Hotel, and I'm just going around and using real life examples. So yesterday I used the line at the Starbucks to demonstrate what a queue is. And I think having the real world examples are really what kind of like bridges the gap with computer scientists when they're trying to learn data structures and algorithms, because when you're just reading like textbook examples, sometimes it can be archaic and abstract, when in reality, if you have a real world example to view, you're like, oh, okay, I see queues and stacks all the time, But if you just go by the textbook definition, it might not click as much. Jim Denson said, I'm taking a break out of desktop support. What's the easiest field to hop in? Low coding skills, media arts background. Should I press my media arts skill to a higher level or just learn the code? So I would tell you, there's nothing wrong with doing both. If you want to, you can get into like network coding, so doing stuff like coding switches and stuff. So DevOps, doing like Bash scripting, like Python scripting, stuff of that nature. So you're not doing as rigorous work as a senior software engineer, for example, but you're still doing some coding, and then that can free you up to do more media things. Now, if you're
talk about your referral program, because he could refer clients to you, and you could take on the bulk of the coding.
That's also true. I do run a referral program. So, you do. Are you into video, audio, pictures? Because I'm always working with media artists, because my skill set is in coding, not media arts. So find someone to can partner with. Let me see your work. I might be able to throw stuff your way, and vice versa. If you find people who need code, throw them my way, and we're exchanging money and value.
JeromeParker.com.
So if you head over to JeromeParker.com, if you aren't on the newsletter, please go ahead and subscribe to the newsletter. There's lots of information on there, and also subscribe to the push notifications on my website. I give lots of extra tidbits that come exclusively from my website. But yeah, so do you want to pursue more media arts or into the tech field? Because they are really close. They're close connected. They go hand in hand in a lot of ways. So maybe you can switch over to UI. That's another thing you can do. You can be a UX UI developer. That's really heavy on the media side, and also with the coding, but it's not as much coding, as intense coding as like writing backend services or writing embedded software. So I'm asking you a question. What do you want to do? And I can give you a better insight. Here you go, bro.
Let's get that.
Got you, bro. Film, visual effects is my background. UI UX is what I was thinking, actually. Cool. Cool. So that's what Oh man, hit my lungs. Excuse me. So back to what I was saying. I would suggest that you go into UI UX. You know, you can find a remote job, be focusing on doing, you know, your Photoshop skills, your visual, or not Visual Studio, After Effects, and what's that other one? Premiere and all that good stuff. Um, do you want to go into business for yourself? Because it's something you can do is, since you want to have those skills, you have those skill sets, want to get into that field, you can just start writing media packages, media websites for people. You know, if you're already good, start making templates that are making heavy use of CSS transitions and like the cutting edge side of like CSS. So the 3D graphics, the animations, you know, all the stuff that's like being pushed as a standard in CSS3. Lunar Scorpio, I'm subscribed to your newsletter. I also forgot to DM you last week. I'm going to do that now. Awesome. I'll be looking out for it. Don't cap. All right. MKT King. I'm a career switcher who's been studying SQL since October 2019. Looking to get into business intelligence, maybe junior dev. Any tips? All right. Well, since you already have a SQL background, you know, that plays right into back-end development. Do you know any backend languages like PHP or Java? You know, something that can interact with the database abstraction layer. Start writing some web apps. If you're not well versed in front end and you just want to stick with back end, then start out with writing APIs, doing API design. As you're interacting with database, you have your JSON and all your, you know, your request headers and all that good stuff. So with you writing your queries, your SQL queries, since you already have a SQL background, that part's going to be cake for you, so you can focus on the other aspects of backend development. Python only at the moment. API does, yeah. So I would stick with Python. You know, do Django, pick Django or Flask, and start writing some APIs. Do that for 30 days, and then I want you to reach back out to me. I want you to send me an email. Let me put my email. I'm gonna put my email in here. I'm actually logged into my brother's account on the desktop, so that comment from Graphis, that's me. So that's my email, inquiries@jeromeparker.com. I want you to spend 30 days on API design, and I want you to follow up with me in 30 days, and I will remember. Do you ever get burnt out? If so, how do you deal with it? That is a great question. Yes, absolutely. So the last couple years I dealt with it really, really, really hard. And this year I've really the end of last year, but you know, going into this year, I've changed my approach on how I manage my time. So first off, you have to be selfish. And what I mean by that is you have to prioritize yourself, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health. Because if you're not at 100, then you cannot give 100 in anything that you do. So for me, I work remotely, right? And I have the freedom to choose my hours. But I know personally that the 2 times a day that I am the most optimal are early in the morning. So 6:30 to 9 a.m. and late at night. So 11 to 2 a.m. I also know that I like to walk and I'll get up and, you know, take 10-minute walk breaks just to clear my mind, stuff like that. So I set my work schedule with the core hours being from 6:30 to about 11. Then I do my other business that I have to do throughout the day. Then I come back around 5-ish usually. I'll do a little bit of work, probably no more than a couple hours. Take some time for me, so I'll either read a book or I'll watch some anime, play a video game, something that I enjoy doing. And then late at night, around 11 o'clock, I'll finish up my work till about 2, and then I go to bed. Now, the time in between there is when I'm scheduling my meetings. So when people want to do one-on-ones, if I'm have a new business venture, I need to go meet with somebody, an investor, et cetera, et cetera. I designate this time frame where I will schedule these sort of activities. And then being diligent, you have to stick to it. So you have to be true to yourself. If you're not true to yourself, nothing's going to be accomplished. So you know your limits. You know what are the best times to do the best things. So be honest with yourself, make that schedule, stick to it. And then also do not allow external influences and circumstances to break your schedule unless you want it to. What I mean by that is, for example, I have a lot of people who come and they hit me up and like, hey, I have an emergency, I really need this. Can I talk to you right now? No, you can't. You can't. Because I used to do that. And what ended up happening is my days being taken up all the time on these phone calls, and I'm just jumping to their aid, and I'm not putting myself first. So since I've been doing that, I haven't experienced burning out, because when I reach my capacity, my maximum capacity, I'm done. I'm done. Because at the end of the day, as the engineer and as the business owner, they need me more than I need them, because I have the skill set. So I can work on my terms. That makes sense. For some reason, I usually can code for hours if it's after 1 a.m., but it's very difficult to code during the day. Yeah, a lot of people are like that. A lot of coders are like that. And just your brain, that's creative juices time. Most other people are asleep. You can be in your zone. You've had the whole day to intake information. Now your brain's just flowing with ideas, consciously and subconsciously. It's the perfect time to code. It's the perfect time. But yeah. So I hope that answers your question, Lunar. And we got 6 people on. What else was going on, people? Where's everybody checking in from? Awesome, it does. Cool. Where's everybody checking in from? Drop it in the comments. Let me do some shout outs.
Let's get into what is Code Life to you. Let the people know what is Code Life. Tell us a little bit about Code Life, the brand, and tell us a little bit more about JeromeParker.com.
All right. So Code Life is a term that I coined a few years ago. I was sitting down. This was after I developed my first monetized app, the medical billing app that I speak about a lot. And I'm sitting down. My kids are asleep. I'm by myself. I just smoked my blunt or whatever. And I'm thinking, and all when it first started, the amount of money it was making was paying for all my bills. I didn't have a job. Sephora, my contract with Sephora had ended. I was living off savings, and I was starting to get frantically worried about, how am I going to keep the income flowing? So long story short, the app's written. I'm at the point, it's making money. I'm sitting down at the table, and I'm just like, I'm literally living a code life right now. And then I was like, hey, I'm living a code life. So for me, Code Life is using my skill set and my ability to code to be able to live the life that I want. Another mantra that I created some years ago was never let limited minds limit your success. And I came up with that, and that goes together with Code Life, because I don't have a traditional background to computer science. I dropped out of college. I've been coding since I was 8 years old. I just turned 28. I'm about to have 20 years since I wrote my first program, since I opened that first textbook and started learning how to code. So I'm in this, nothing about my life is traditional and orthodox. And I've had so many people, family, friends, colleagues, professors, who were telling me, oh, you're doing the wrong thing by doing this. You're doing the wrong thing by doing that. And every time, respectfully, of course, I'm just like, I'm not listening to that. I do what I want to do, and I plan to live the life I want to plan. And I've always said I'm going to use technology to live the life that I want. I wanted to move out to California. I moved out to California. I wanted to work at a top um, tech company. I was the youngest and the only black senior engineer at Apple. And I ended up working at Sephora and GE, not GE Lighting and GE Healthcare. I've touched embedded software. I've been touched embedded engineering, full stack engineering, mobile engineering, uh, desktop applications. I've done assembly, PHP, C, C++, Java, Perl, Pascal, Go, Python, JavaScript, Ruby. I've like all this is like stuff that I wanted to do, and I built my life, and I never let limited minds, because people who were telling me no, they had a limited scope. They did not understand in the full scope. I've always had confidence.
Okay, so check us out. So we got someone on here talking about they're about to check out Khan's Academy. So back to JeromeParker.com. What packages is Jerome Parker offering for coders who want to excel, who want to be independent, who basically want to live that code life? Tell us a little bit more about that. What can you do for entrepreneurs? What can you do for independent coders out there, or people who are stressing for a job? What can you do for them at JeromeParker.com?
Well, before I get into that, first off, shout out to Khan Academy, because Khan Academy is a wonderful resource. And I would always suggest, in addition to my tools and resources, to check out other places like Khan Academy, because the way that they teach and the way that I teach are actually very similar. Um, so, MKT King, yeah, Khan Academy is a good resource. I give that a thumbs up. So what I offer at JeromeParker.com is I offer a few things. So I do group virtual classes that you can attend live or get the after recording, and those are usually like centered around specific things, like writing a native script app and going from code to deploying to the app store, for example. But I also offer personalized one-on-one packages. So, for example, if you are someone who wants to, since we already talked about API design, you want to create a monetized API, you know, you would come to me, and I'm going to sit down with you and not only talk with you about the technical design, about like API best practices. Should this be a microservice architecture versus a monolith architecture? What should the billing um, what should the what should the charge rates be for usage, stuff like that. But I'm also going to show you, give you a personalized approach on how to market it. If you want to go the bootstrap route, and do everything yourself, so building up your social media presence, focusing on targeted advertising and marketing, getting user retention and retraction, or user acquisition and retention. And if you want to go the VC route, getting all your stuff in order, as far as pitch decks, et cetera, finding out who to talk to, expanding your network on stuff like LinkedIn, Angel List.
Is that in Triple Byte?
So Triple Byte is one of the other things that I do. So if you're just an engineer who's looking to get a job, then I'm going to help you with technical interviews. So this goes into like the data structures and algorithms, understanding the kinds of questions that are going to be asked, et cetera, et cetera. And then I also have everyone who works with me, I have them sign up with Triple Byte. And Triple Byte is a platform where you only do one technical interview on Triple Byte, and then companies like give you offers. There's hundreds of companies on there: Google, Facebook, Apple, probably any of the big companies that you can think of. They're probably on there.
And this could be done in the comforts of your own home, correct?
Yeah, everything is virtual. I mean, if you're in the Louisville area, or if I'm traveling about and you happen to be in the area where I'm traveling to, we can meet in person. But yeah, everything is done. Yeah, and come to your home. You can be in pajamas for all I care. So,
Okay,
but
so what are those what is that costing you at JeromeParker.com for to get those packages and the timing and everything?
So if you head over to, if you want to do the one-on-one consultations, all those package pricing is on jeromeparker.com/appointments. I do them in 30, 60, and 90 minute increments. If you want something that's like ongoing, like a mentorship ongoing type of thing, those are negotiated on a case by case basis. As far as like the content, as far as the live stream slash recorded content, all those things are on the shop. So if you go to jeromeparker.com/shop, um, all of those are various pricing. I also have a Patreon, and if you subscribe to my Patreon at certain levels, you get the one-on-ones included, and it's at a discounted price if you factor it in. So it's actually,
And your Patreon's on JeromeParker.com, correct?
yes. All my everything is on jeromeparker.com. So anything you can think of as far as like any social media, any platforms that I'm on, they're on jeromeparker.com. Easy to find. You've never heard of Triple Bite?
Yeah, let's pull it up.
I can put it on there.
And we're going over on time, by the way, but we're gonna give them some extra.
Let me pop this out, and then it's on. I think it's on here. No. You know what? It's on my website.
Exactly. So this is JeromeParker.com. It's the latest blog there.
That copy link address. Yeah, it's free to sign up, and I just put it in the chat. So yeah, it's free to sign up. I suggest everyone do it. Oh yeah, I asked for everybody to do the shout out. So we got Vegas, we got Chi-Town, we got Detroit, we got Motown, we got oh, okay, cool, awesome, nice. In Louisville, love it. All right, my family tells me I can't do it without a diploma either. I absolutely relate. Yeah, man, bump all that noise. But long story short, if you're trying to like just have personalized guidance, mentorship, I offer that. And the cool thing about working with me is I'm down to earth, and I personalize it, and I have the experience to back it up. I've worked at all these companies as a senior engineer. I've done the startup route, and I've done the corporate route. I can relate to both sides. And my network, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of VCs. I know a lot of presidents of companies, CEOs of companies. Networking has more to do with success than a lot of people give it credit for. And I will show, like, I basically am just teaching you the things that I did to get where I am, including how to network with these people, how to talk with these people. So you're getting more than just some technical points when you interact with me. And I dropped. I know that it's worth it. Everyone who has worked with me has.
All right.
Do great.
30 seconds until our 30-minute mark.
Oh man, that was a quick 30 minutes.
Let's take as many questions as we can.
All right. And in the meantime, I appreciate y'all. Because I'm pretty sure all of you all were on the last live as well, and that means a lot. So, um, I'm definitely gonna definitely gonna take advantage. So I like to hear. So I like to hear. Much love.
30
Thanks for
minutes.
giving us your time. Well, no, thank you all for giving me your time. I really appreciate it. I really do. I don't think you understand how much. So I think we're gonna close it out. I'm gonna see you guys next Thursday at 6 for the live, and then of course we're gonna have the uploaded video next Wednesday. I haven't decided whether we're gonna do binary search tree or hash maps for the data structures and algorithms. So it'll be one of those two. Anyway, peace out. Jerome Parker.